All right. Byun in the top left of Dragon Scales. In the bottom right, Creator. Am I going to post a video on who's Ivory in ASL? No, because I don't know anything about him, man. Sorry. Okay. So, I guess just thinking about this matchup, I think Creator has very good PvT. I think Byun has a little bit, I feel like he's been a little bit off and on lately. Mostly on, but I've seen a couple matches where it felt like he fell apart. You know, actually, maybe I'm being too rough. Creator, Rainer played so well at Gamers 8. He played out of his mind. If I'm remembering this correctly, the round of 8, because I was saying, you know, here we cast Byun pretty much every single week here, right? So I've gotten to see his shape really consistently this year. And Byun really feels like he was peaking like a month ago. Like he was really playing like some fucking amazing StarCraft. And so I was saying that I thought, you know, like Byun is definitely a top 8 contender and maybe even a contender to win Gamers 8, right? So he gets into the top 8 without too much of a problem, it felt like, at Gamers 8. And if I'm recalling correctly, Rainer just kind of smashed through him. And yeah, that was rough. That was rough. But Rainer really played like out of his mind ZVT. Like that's his best matchup now. And obviously he is ridiculously good. He's got those young fast hands, as all the studies show. The 2,759 studies. But yeah, he's, you know, so I guess that's kind of like making me feel like Byun hasn't been playing well, but he has. He has. Now, as far as a TVP between these two, Byun, I think, sometimes chooses poor build orders in this matchup. Like, he overly likes some of the stupider builds, like 3 racks. I guess we'll talk about that when that comes, if that comes to it. But here he is teching rather quickly. We have a quick Twilight here from Creator. It'll probably just be like a Blink 2-gate or Blink 3-gate with Robo. Not sure what he wants to pull out with that. Like, I'd be surprised if he did something like a DT drop here. That would be like a really weird thing to pull out randomly at this point. Although I never hate builds like that either. But honestly, if you see like a Hellion and 3 Marines up the ramp, he's gonna get a medevac anyway, so probably a DT drop is not a good way to go. Yeah, I see someone in the I see some people in the chat discussing Byun's wrists. So my understanding is that these were all mental problems for Byun, the wrist issues, and he's completely fine right now. This is my understanding of it. I could be wrong, but this is what I have heard from multiple sources that I trust. And we see that he laid that mine in a beautiful spot. Mapu is showing us how it's mostly hidden. But yeah, that's something that really can happen. You can stress yourself out and hurt yourself, and there can be pain that's just in your mind. I have myself experienced things like that in the past, so I know that shit can be real. But it seems like he's doing pretty well with it. I don't recall him at Gamers 8 making any games get paused or anything. That is exactly why Creator should spam wrist pain in chat. Hey, that's brutal, but maybe. Okay, so boosting in here, dropping out a single mine. He's got a lot of Marines in there, too. Retargeting over and over until only one remains and you have nothing to retarget. That can be a very good move occasionally with the mines. But the full contingent of 6 Marines in this medevac do not make it out. So it looks like he's going to send the Raven down to harass the Natural a bit. I wonder if this is expected. Observer coming out, and we have the Stalkers going forward. I believe that's a Prism as well. Yeah, we can see the shadow flying across the screen there. So Prism plus Stalker going across the map. Okay, he does drop some Marines into the main base. And you know what? Only 2 Stalkers here can't really deal with that. You need a little bit more than that. Brings up a 3rd Stalker. Yeah, targeting that medevac down, but is losing 5-6 probes. Ooh, gets that last one, too. Little bit sloppy there from Create. A little bit lazy, I feel like. Now, we do have some harassment going on. We just had some red units in the natural, but I'm not sure exactly what happened there. It seems like they didn't really get much done. The auto turret comes down, doesn't get that much done. A lot of stalkers over here. Now, he does have double siege tank. Blinks up, gonna get this depot for free. This is still good. Yeah, I would lose a couple stalkers here for this. Absolutely. Maybe blink down and then recall or... Shit. that siege tank was well placed. He took a lot of hits there. All right, backing up. And yeah, he's going to have to get out of here now. Oh, another auto turret comes down. Gets 4 probes. Not bad. Not bad there. Right now, Byun is up in workers. Damn. Very nice. Between the marine drop... The mine only got 1, so we're not counting that. But the auto turret got maybe 5 so far. I want to say 5 probes have died to auto turrets so far. Oh, 6. 6. Yeah, he's 6 kills on that. Okay. But very, very solid stuff. So, I mean, when Terran's ahead on workers at this point in the game, you're very happy as Terran. Protoss is almost always ahead in workers. Between quicker nexuses, plus you have to have the orbital build time and, you know, all that stuff. Like chrono boost. Like, you just assume that there's going to be more workers for Protoss. So Byun right now is actually playing a really, really beautiful game. All right, double medevac there. Honestly, I know if I played Terran in StarCraft 2, you couldn't stop me from making a Viking there. I just couldn't let that sit there. It's so annoying. Every time I would make a Viking there. Every time. All right, lifts up. Very little energy in that medevac, unfortunately. Maybe it would have been better to choose a different one. I don't think pros really look at that too much, though. It's kind of a funny thing. You know, sometimes people watch pros and they're like, wow, I wouldn't have lost that unit. I've been in that situation a bunch of times. And it's like, well, that's actually why you're bad. Because you pay too much attention to the wrong things. Not always the case, but definitely very oftentimes the case. All right, now, this is a pretty big attack coming out from Byun. He does have a pretty decent supply lead as far as the army goes. Almost 20. Also, his is pretty damn high quality, right? Like, yeah, we have Blink, but there's +1 here, combat shields, stim, 4 siege tanks. It's just a better army for Byun. Creator is really going to have to pull something special out of his hat here. All right, a little drop in the main base as well. Oh, I love this. Dude, this drop in the main is so fantastic. Gets rid of, yeah, gets rid of that, the battery right away. A bunch of units come up. Wait, what? No way. No way, Creator. No fucking way. Yeah, didn't think so. Didn't think so. Loses everything right there. Including the prism. That was insane that he thought he could do that. That is absolute madness that he thought that he could break that. He lost a lot there. A lot. Byun does have to run now. Obviously, the rest of the units coming down. He definitely has to get out of there. That was really well done from Byun, though. Ooh, that was a swift blink. That was a good blink right there. That was sharp. He was just about to, like, lose vision and everything. That was really well done. Had exactly enough damage to kill it, too. Now, yeah, that was so well done from Byun, right? Because he did the drop in the main, and it was serious enough you had to commit some units. And then Creator, like, misattacked into the tanks. Like, I do not think that that was a good move again. I lost so much there. Now, you can see, yeah, you can see this domination from Byun. Look at this. He's up, like, 40 army supply right now. Another Prism comes out. A couple Vikings, Ghosts already on the way here for Byun. Byun is dominating. He's going to win this game. I would be so shocked if Creator could come back. His unit quality is terrible at this point. He was kind of building okay unit quality, and then he attacked into that army. Just such a weird attack. So Byun coming up, he is shaving down everything. Like right now, he's trying to buy time for Psystorm. He has three Eye Templars in there, but doesn't have the time. GG. Byun goes up 1-0. That was a very solid win. Very solid win for him. RT cast AoE 3. I haven't followed the game since I played it back in 05. But I quite liked it back then. It was a fun game. I am going to try some fucking AoE too. I've been meaning to. I guess I could probably do that pretty soon. I'm very interested in playing some AoE 2 though. You guys know Zeke plays AoE 2 all the time? I bet you he's getting fucking good at that game too. Siki is such a strong mechanical player. Okay, let's get into this. Game number 2. We have Byun in the top right of Ancient Cistern, Creator in the bottom left. I see someone asking in the chat, do you think that Byun should be able to pause like he did in the past without repercussions? There were repercussions. He got warnings for all those. And there is some rule about like how many times you can pause for certain things and like the severity of what you're pausing for and things like that. I don't know the exact rules, but there are rules. And so he was picking up things like warnings when he was having those pauses. But of course, you should not be allowed to pause. Like a pause, if there is some sort of technical error that is not your fault, and if it is anything that is your fault, then obviously there needs to be something that stops you from doing that. Well, I mean, occasionally you don't want to give someone like a straight game loss for like a pause, right? Like if they fucked something up, like they fucked up a hotkey and they really need to pause the game or they're going to lose, let them pause it and like, you know, that's a strike and a second strike is a game loss. Something like that, okay? I think anyone agrees something like that would be reasonable. You don't want to just give a loss immediately if someone has to pause. So, right now, Creator doing a little bit of harassment here with the probe. Every time I see probe harassment in StarCraft 2, I fucking laugh. I want a StarCraft 2 Terran to complain about probe harassment. I want to see it one time. So that my fucking head can explode, like in that terrible GIF meme. Just with how weak probes are in this game. You know, you put a Brood War probe in this, the fucking game would just break. Terran would just die to the first probe. Oh yeah, the probe is way more scary than the Zealot. So, Reaper going around. We have a reactor. We have a factory. It's the double gas. This is interesting, man. What's he gonna do with this? Ooh. Ooh. Is this gonna be a nice quick Cyclone? I believe it is. Will he maybe put on some Marine Cyclone pressure or something? It would be wild if it was a tank, though, wouldn't it? What kind of a weird build would have a tank this early? It has to be a Cyclone. Yeah, there's a Cyclone. Cyclone is just more flexible in the early game than a siege tank. It's just, if you're going to make one immediately, it's going to be the Cyclone. So we'll see what he ends up wanting to do. I mean, you don't get that for just one Cyclone, right? You're going to make two. Maybe he goes Medevac. Or he could just swap, go Raven, that type of thing. I mean, there's a lot of options here. But he'll make a second Cyclone. Wouldn't make sense to make one. Go ahead, Byun. Oh, a siege tank. Do I like this siege tank? It's okay. It's okay. So Creator already setting up a little bit of defense. Doesn't really know what's going on at the moment. Now sees it. Shades right through the Cyclone. The Cyclone going to come in and, you know, Try to do a little harassment. Shouldn't get too much done. Another Stalker comes in. Robo on the way. Going to be 3-gate Blink Robo. That's, I mean, pretty much the most standard build from the last couple years for a PvT opener. And just some more Marines being made. Oh, okay. So out comes the Medevac plus Siege Tank. And yeah, I guess we are going to see a little push coming out of here from Byun. He's actually built up a really reasonable amount of Marines. And he's doing it like this is a bunny push here, man. When you pick up your 2 Siege Tanks, you hide that they exist in the Medevac. Kind of a tricky move. Yeah, that's going to force that back immediately. Yeah, very nice drop off there. This is kind of a scary push, isn't it? He has a lot more army supply. Ooh, but this is a good engage. Of course, Byun with those hot pickups, you're never going to see him lose that tank early. But, I mean, he took significant damage. Now, oh, I didn't actually realize he had brought these SCVs. I did not see those SCVs. That's awesome. That's awesome. He's repairing all the damage that was dealt already. Oh, but this gets stuck. Oh, that fucking hot pickup. Are you kidding me, Byun? My God. That thing was so dead. Everyone in the world loses that except him and Maru. All right, so... Well, the Immortal kind of ruins this push, doesn't it? It was, like, so exciting. Then the Immortal was like, hold my beer. And then killed everything. That was funny. I'm like, wait, how much damage do you do against armored units? He's like, oh, you don't even want to fucking know, my friend. You don't even want to know. Look at this. He kills everything. He walks across the map. He kills him. Dude. That is just... That is brutal. Creator just destroys. Okay, so now Creator can do anything he wants. Realistically, I just want to see him throw down a Nexus. He throws down a Templar Archives. Yeah, he's sending out the probe for the Nexus. But, like, after you kill that much and he didn't lose probes, like, you're golden. You are golden, man. There's, like, almost nothing Byun... Byun just can't... Oh, I can't believe that didn't get 1 kill. Excuse me. Get David Kim on the line. That should have killed that fucking probe. That's insane. But, like, really here, it just... The world is your oyster, you know? Like, Byun cannot attack you. He lost so much. And you know, based off of the amount of tech units we had there, he has, like, no production at home as well. So, look, it's like the latest barracks ads. He's sitting there making Liberators, so he doesn't even have an add-on on that starport yet. It's going to take forever for him to get a 3rd base. This is a bad game for Byun right now. It looked like a cool attack, though. It, like, when he was doing it, when he was pulling it off, it looked cool. Now, he's going up to 5 racks. Normally, with a build like this, you would look at this and say, okay, this is going to put heavy pressure on Protoss. But in this situation, this is going to be like a defensive 5 racks into a 3rd command center. Because there isn't... Literally can't be an opportunity to attack. That's how far behind he is. 0 opportunity. All right, Creator blinks in to start one-shotting SCVs. Of course, 4 Stalkers is the correct number for that. Incredibly annoying. Yeah, doesn't quite work out there with the Liberator. Sets up another one, though. Gets 1 probe this time, at least. All right. We're doing it, boys. Yeah, this is like... yeah, look at that. Shit. Byun is in a tough spot, guys. It doesn't matter how hard you cheer here. I don't think it's going to help. Creator just, like, has to follow his build macro well, and he'll just never be behind. So, yeah, maybe Byun just pulls everything and goes. Like, pull the boys and stuff. Like, you know... The situation looks so dire. So dire. He's got like 4 siege tanks, and that's like maybe the one thing he has that makes him think, okay, maybe there's something to this. But we're gonna have 4 Psy Storms and the Immortals. And, like, you're going to damage everything so much. Like, literally, attack moving is going to kill his whole army. This is good, though, from Byun. He's trying to bait something bad out of his opponent here. Oh, wow. That's exactly the range of the siege tank. Holy crap. But, yeah, like, he wants Creator to, like, bleed into him or something. See, he's like, hey, come attack me. And Creator's like, I am a Protoss, okay. And then he finally backs up after taking those tank shots from the tanks he knew were there. Well, yeah, this army is so crazy. He doesn't have charge. He doesn't have charge. And Byun has a great position here. I'm trying to find a way in which Byun can do this. I'm stretching my imagination. He's giving Creator a lot of opportunities to fuck up. Right? And it's a great way to try to come back in a game, because occasionally even a great player will make a terrible mistake. Like, that happens. Lapses in judgment happen in StarCraft, or misreading a position. You're not going to misread this one. Like, Creator knows he's killing it right now. And all he has to do is kill this one push. Now, here we go. The SCVs come. They're going to be slightly too late. Psystorm's coming out everywhere. Goodbye, Byun. We're going to game number 3. Creator smashed Raynor earlier today, by the way. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I've been saying forever he's the fucking best PvZ in the world. His other 2 matchups, though, keep me from saying he's like the best Protoss overall. Not that they're bad. He's not bad at these other matchups. I think he eventually probably will be the best Protoss in the world. I wouldn't be too surprised unless Classic comes back fully. Well, I mean, Classic's back, but I mean, like, hits his actual level. Like, the Classic's supposed to be the #1 Protoss in the world. All right. We are going to go and get into next game. Is Classic better than Snow? It's a different game. It's a different game, man. You know, Classic was a Terran player in StarCraft 1. Just want you to know. He was a Terran player in StarCraft 1. One of the only Koreans that were like, nah, fuck this. Most of the Koreans kept their race when they switched. Would Serral beat Light? They play different games, my friend. I don't know what kind of questions these are. They play completely different games. They're both unfathomably good. They're both unbelievably good. Answer the hypothetical, stop dodging. Well, I mean, they would crush each other in their respective games. Who's the better player? They're like a similar value, I think. Like, Light is, for my money, the best player in the world in StarCraft 1 right now, until Flash officially comes back. Right? I don't have much question in that. Like, I think Snow is really good. I think Soma's really good. And there's a lot of other players that are really good levels. Like, Royal's really good, but Light's the best. In StarCraft 2, I actually think Maru's the best player in the world right now, but Serral's, like, top 4-ish. Like, Serral's still amazingly good and can win a championship at any time. But for my money, I think Maru is the best player right at this moment. And has been, I think, for more than a year. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have too strong an opinion on it. Like, Light has been around a lot longer. He has a lot more experience. I think like, there's a deeper knowledge base in Brood War just because it's been out longer and people have been playing it a lot longer, right? Like, Light's career encompasses all of StarCraft 2 and then years and years before that. So, I don't know. It's a hard question. So, yeah, looking at this, right? No, I don't have any opinions yet on this game. Yeah, so people talk about like Maru fails at like dream hacks and stuff. Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of big victories overseas. I've talked about this a lot. I used to talk about this a lot on Pylon Show, but Zerg is better for weekend tournaments and Terran is better for planned tournaments. Like the GSL format is better for Terran than a weekend tournament, right? You have to have more specific plans, whereas Zerg can just kind of absorb shit in a weekend tournament. So that's definitely part of that. Just throw that out there. Anyways, yeah, the Reaper does some good dodging here. Keeps an Adept at home, another Adept to go scout. Third Adept is being made. Love that mine. Amazing. Ooh, I like that mine too. Or maybe I should call it grenade. I don't remember what it's fucking called. Probably a grenade. Wow, 3 probe kills. Are you serious? But he is slowing down this Nexus over there, so... Really annoying. Now, this is a funny thing you can do in StarCraft 2. You can actually just cancel your SCV construction. It comes right off, unlike StarCraft 1. See that? StarCraft 1, that would just dance there until it dies 100% of the time. Great, damages that again, but takes some pretty heavy hull damage. Reaper still running around. Yeah, Citizen's Arrest there with the probes. Sees that it's 3-gate blink. I mean, that's... It's, again, the most normal, the most standard build. So the double mine drop coming across the map. You know, kind of like a minimal amount that you can send across the map and still have some potential for damage. And, you know, make your opponent maybe nervous, make them worry a little bit about the potential of probe death at some point. Gonna go ahead, send the Raven elsewhere, making siege tanks, so that is the right type of thing to do here if he's gonna go ahead and survive. All right, down comes the Raven. I'm actually thinking about something really interesting I'll bring up after this game, but double mine drop, holy crap. Holy crap! That is the sickest mine drop. Creator is screwed. Okay, I don't... Oh, man. Not too happy about that. He's gonna walk in here. This is bad though. Like, there's a siege tank here, there's a bunker here. He's not gonna get that much damage. He can get like maybe a little bit, but dude, he is so screwed after losing that many probes. 15 to 2 mines. That's insanity. That almost never happens. That almost never happens. The first mine drop. His keyboard is going to look like a pirate's mouth after this one, man. All right, drops the 2 mines in. Well, blinks away. And, yeah, not that much damage right there, but still. A creator, way less probes right now than Byun has SCVs. This is the second game that's happened, right? Game number 1, this happened as well, where Byun just kind of outdid him in the early game. And, you know, when Byun outdoes you like this in the early game, it is going to be pretty darn hard to come back. I don't think Byun is as good at these positions as Clem. We've talked about this a little bit in the past. I think Clem is the best in the world in a position like this. If he gets this type of advantage, I don't think anyone can beat Clem at that point. But, like, Byun is very good from a position like this. I mean, you're ahead, right? So it's like, it's not necessarily something you need to brag about or something, be like, I'm good at winning when I'm ahead, but there is actually skill to it, right? Like, there's some people are better at it than others, for sure. Well, that's kind of funny. He kills the battery and kills a few probes as well. Woo! Creator going to Yongsan tomorrow, someone says in chat. Yongsan is a famous mart for things like keyboards. It's not really used as much anymore, but it's funny. I see you guy in the chat. So, yeah, Storm almost done here for Creator. That's going to be a good way for him to try to come back here, right? You get some high-quality Storms. It's not as... It's... Wait. I'm trying to... Like... Okay, right? The previous game we saw Byun trying to come back from a very tough position against Creator. And now Creator's in a very tough position against Byun, but his comeback potential is higher than the game that we casted last, like Game 2, right? Game 2 with Byun, it was like, okay, you're really dead unless Creator super throws. Here, Creator has a little bit of a chance, right? Like, he's not completely dead. He's down 30 army supply. Yeah, Byun has him kind of pinned here, but you know what? We're going to have Psy Storm. We're going to have batteries. Maybe there's some way. Like, if he whittles down these couple of attacks, keeps his probe count up, keeps making Psy Storms, you know. Ooh! So close. So close to getting that. Observer directly over everything. Like, I better move this. All right, so second Robo and support bay coming up. Creator is, again, down 30 army supply. 3 base versus 3 base. Byun is getting those ghosts. I think the ghosts are going to, like, a few more ghosts come out. That should, or maybe those are the first couple ghosts. That should trigger the attack, though. Like, he is going to have to go, right? You don't want to give Protoss too long without applying heavy pressure. And I don't just mean drops, because drops can be picked off. But, like, moving across the map with your whole army, you know, that's going to make him really think about, okay, I need to do full warp-ins. You know, I need to not make a 4th Nexus, that type of thing. Whereas if you just sit there, you know, he could do things like make a 4th Nexus, right? He could get exactly into tech. Like, does he want Colossus or does he want Disruptors? Here, like, if you're being attacked, you're going to make Disruptors, not Colossus. If you're not being attacked, maybe you make Colossus. Maybe you don't, maybe you do. Right? There's at least a question. There's at least an option for you as a Protoss player. Here, there's no option. Here, you have to go Disruptor. Okay, so throws... Oh, dude, he disables. He disables and he armor shreds. Fucking sick. The disable on the Prism, only one Storm Boy got out. Really good move there from Byun. There's the first Disruptors coming out as well. Woo! Yeah. This is Byun leaning on him right now. There is a 4th Nexus being made up to the north, right? Like, he just canceled that 4th, new 4th up to the north. Coming through, scanning the army, saying, can I take that? Absolutely. EMP goes down. Look at this. Really diving forward there, man. Going after the Disruptor. Gives a big chunk of army for one Disruptor. It's almost as if you should have just let it land. But yeah, it comes forward. Dude, that's a lot of damage output as well. Only loses 1 unit there to that Disruptor shot. Do we have another? I thought we had one more Disruptor shot. I guess I'm wrong. And we're very close to just GG. Everything being destroyed, and Byun goes to the finals.